The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious podcast. I'm your host, the original HBIC, Katie Boyd. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitiously. Oh yeah, here I am, the original HBIC, Katie motherfucking Boyd. Happy motherfucking New Year, you filthy animals. I hope that your holiday season was Grinchalicious, because now it's time to get the fucking let out and do some work. And today's Ambitchious podcast is the top 10 ways to make a lasting change in 2019 and beyond. Here's my co-host, my ride or die, my one and only crybaby tits, Matthew Poopy Pants Babine.
Oh, God. I have to be humiliated at the beginning of the new year?
Poopy Pants Babine.
This is not on my goal sheet.
I'm going to say it so much. I'm going to say Matthew Poopy Pants Babine so much, it's going to stick just like Katie motherfucking Boyd. And then when people see you out, they're going to be like, oh, look, it's Poopy Pants Babine. Look at his poopy pants.
That's it.
God knows I have to wash his poopy pants all the fucking time. It's like the goddamn Indy 500 on those undies.
Thank you very much, for washing
Mario Andretti's been in there driving around.
And laundering all my clothes.
That's all I'm fucking good for here. That's against my New Year's resolution.
Well, I started with my intentions in the new year, and this definitely wasn't fucking it.
Today's going to be a litty like a titty show, let me tell you right now. But before we start, I always love to read the iTunes review of the week, and it is from Crapoli. I think that's how we're going to say it. We're going to just say Crapoli. And it says, love this podcast with 5 stars. Katie's amazing. She is definitely changing my life one podcast at a time. Every week, I utilize the tips and tools she has shared. I enjoy this raw and true uncensored podcast every week. It has made me do some real soul searching. Thank you for your inspiration. Crapoli, email me at themisfitclub@gmail.com to redeem your $100 gift certificate just for doing that. See? Don't fucking say I never gave you people anything, because I give a lot. And we have a couple more days before Kripalu. Just throwing it out there. I'm going to link it in the show notes. And we're starting our Ambitchious protocol today. So if you haven't friggin' showed up to that party, let me know. Maybe I'll let you in, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll have some openings for you, maybe I won't. If you're a fucking lucky duck, maybe you'll be doing it with us. And if your business is kind of shit in the bed, or you don't have a business yet and you want to have a business, email me, because I'm starting my mastermind. The first mastermind was amazing. We had 20 really hardworking people do it.
It's awesome.
They're all killing it right now. So if you want to take your business to the next level, or you have an amazing business idea and you want to start your business, reach out to me. My mastermind is amazing. I'm going to also link that to the show notes, www.kbmfc.com, under mastermind, and the Ambitchious protocol is going to be under programs. And the podcast started in July of 2018. So if you're new to this party, go back to the very first one and binge that shit like frickin' Mrs. Awesome. Maisel on Netflix. That's a good show. That's a good show. And don't forget to give it a 5-star review and write some goddamn shit. People, stop being lazy. Write about me. Tell me how good I am and how much you love the podcast, because that is how we truly make Ambitchious a movement, and we can help more and more and more people. That is one of my actual New Year's resolutions, to help and serve even more people all over the world. And because we don't have any sales ads on this podcast, help a sister out. Just go give it a good review. Come on. And like I always say, if you don't like what I have to say, I don't even know why the fuck you're listening right now. You should probably just turn this off. But if you are a hater that just gets horny listening to me, because then you're just like, oh, I hate her, she's such a bitch. Thank you for making my viewership and listenership go up. I appreciate it, you dumb fuck. And if you don't like what I have to say, like I always say every week, go into a dark room, light a candle, put on a little Janet Jackson.
Oh, Janet Jackson.
Yeah, it's
I love
good.
Janet
But I like the
Jackson.
old school shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, not the newer stuff. I don't know what's going on with her right now.
No, the old stuff.
And go fuck yourself. That's all I gotta say about that. So we're gonna get control. This shit was good.
It was good, right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I used to have
80s,
the
baby.
I used to have the earring with the key on it. Oh, that was some shit right there.
She's something.
And a good Greek fisherman hat never hurt anybody either. With some crimped hair. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking
oh
about.
My God.
I don't know how you remember this.
That was my jam. How did I remember it? It's etched into my fucking brain. Are you kidding me? So, Matt, we're going to be talking about the top 10 ways to make lasting changes in 2019. And
This is awesome.
And not just the first 2 days of 2019, like most of you lazy fucks. I'm talking about forever.
Life-changing stuff.
Yes.
Life-changing stuff. Yeah.
And there's some really great ways that I think that I've always used to help me get to the next level, whether it's with my physical body, with my money mindset, my relationships, my boundaries, my spiritual practices, all of my 6 life breakers and makers. And we're just going to start throwing it out there.
Absolutely.
So clean the fucking potatoes out of your ears and listen up.
Get ready.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Do your grandmother say that?
God, all the time.
Clean those potatoes out of your ears. I'm like, that's just fucking
Get your
disgusting.
Q-tip.
Oh my God.
Use your Q-tip.
Matt loves to clean his ears. It's like an obsession. And the other day,
that
he
was
fucking
awful.
ran into the wall with a Q-tip in his hand and he
I banged
shoved
the
it all the
door.
way in.
I thought I perforated my eardrum.
I laughed like a fucking hyena.
What? What? I can't hear you.
So Matt's like a little off with his hearing today. It's because there's still a Q-tip floating around inside of his brain.
My middle ear is gone, right? What do you call it? My
Your
balance.
otitis media.
Otitis media, yes.
All right, number 1. It's how you're going to make some long-lasting changes, not just friggin' 24 hours and then go back to the bottle and the ho-hos. Ho-hos. All right, number 1, be clear-cut and concise about your goals. Without this, you will fail. If you don't know what you want to achieve and why you want to achieve it and how you're going to achieve it, just pack your shit up and leave because you're going to just be the same mediocre motherfucker as you were in 2018. I hate to say it, but
I think I'm
it's the
going
damn
to
truth.
lose. I think I'm going to lose some weight, and I may work out a day or two. And
No, you have to be
I'm going to try to get my business off the ground
Please,
this year.
blow me.
No.
You have to say, I desire to, and then make it a statement.
Yes.
Because a New Year's resolution isn't like, well, maybe I will. You're fucking deciding. You're resolving.
Yes.
Okay? Look it up in the dictionary, you fucks.
Yep.
You know, people are just like, what does that mean? I'm like, it's a fucking resolution. You have to be resolute.
Yes.
You have to decide, which means you cut off anything else other than what you're going to be doing. And if you don't know the exact amount of money you want to make to a fucking penny, if you don't know the exact pound number that you want to release from your body, you're never going to do it because it's too ambiguous.
And if you don't have a time limit, right? You have to have a time limit to say by the second week in March, this is where I want my business to be.
Right.
This is where I want my weight to be. 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or whatever. And make sure that you try to stay on that. You stay on that time track. And
Right.
if you start going off a little bit, you need to kind of
Bring yourself
it a little
back.
bit. Yeah.
I wrote about 2 weeks ago, I wrote my first quarter financial goals, and it is in front of me when I work every minute of every day. So I can keep going back to why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like when I'm working 15, 16-hour days and I'm exhausted and I'm like, what am I doing this for? I go back to my goals, whether it's like I was talking about my financial first quarter goals, but they're down to a penny.
No.
A penny.
And they're in front of you. So you can't just write it one day and then just put it in a drawer somewhere because that's what you're really doing is putting your dreams or what you desire in a drawer.
Yeah.
It has to be in front of you and things are going to happen. People are going to happen. Bad stuff around you is going to happen, but you need to stay focused on that goal.
Absolutely.
If not, then you're going to end up being like the 98%, right? That doesn't follow
I would probably
that.
say 99.9%.
You think so? Yeah.
Haven't you looked around the fucking zombie apocalypse that is our world today?
No, I don't think it's that bad.
Are you fucking high?
I'm more of an
Have you been to
optimist.
Market Basket lately? No, you haven't, motherfucker, because I shop there, okay? And you get to eat all the delicious food.
And very delicious food, by the way.
You went with me one day and you had
Thank you for
literally a
cooking it.
panic attack. So don't say that the world's not a zombie apocalypse.
But I think we can wake some people up that don't have to be part of the apocalypse.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Yes.
It's not for my fucking great rack.
I thought it was, but anyway, go
Wow.
ahead.
Hashtag me too, Matt. Hashtag me too. We're moving on.
Oh, don't even talk to me about me too.
You're so obsessed.
I'll
let you windshield wipe me later.
I'm a married man.
I'll let you give me a little motorboat later if you're
man.
lucky.
I feel sexually assaulted myself.
I'm going to fucking sexually assault you with my fist up your ass. Number 2, ask yourself, why do you want to achieve this goal or these goals, and know the reason. Clear cut and concise.
Yes.
What are your goals, Matt?
So my goal is obviously staying fit, strong, powerful, right? Where I have a certain number of weight that I want to be by a certain date. Mm-hmm. So I have that. I have my business goals for my healthcare business, regional home care, where I want to go at that. I have my personal goals, how I want to serve all my martial arts students, and teach them and motivate them and keep them going in the right direction through educating and empowerment. Mm-hmm. I also want to have unbelievable goals with you.
I don't think that this is concise enough.
Yeah, well, it's gonna.
I don't think it is.
You don't think so?
No, I think it needs to be like, I am going to be, and then boom.
That is what it's going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little too ambiguous.
No, this is not ambiguous.
I'm serious. So like when I write, I'm not writing a book for the fuck of it, okay? 11:11 just came up on the thing, so I know my angels are talking to me right now, Matt.
My angel's talking to me too, so don't tell me.
So you have to say like, my book will be a New York Times bestseller.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So say, the weight you want to be and the body fat. Don't just say, I want to be healthy. What the fuck does that mean?
I said to you, I will write the weight down.
When is this going to happen? Did you do it yet?
I did do it.
Fucking,
yeah.
I'm going to thunder kick you in the
throat. I'm going to do it right now. Moving on. It's already
put it out to the ethers.
245 pounds is going to be my ideal.
Chow, you're going to be lean AF.
And lean as anything.
I'm going to wash your dirty underwear on your stomach because it's going to be it's going to be like a washboard.
It will be a washboard, and when I have my one ab, I will show. I don't want a bunch of abs. I just want one ab, and I will show that ab to the world when it's there.
Okay.
That's that.
Moving on. Party ball. Number 3. If no one knows what a party ball is, do you? Only drunks in the room.
I know what it is.
It's like a small keg. All right,
it's
3.
Like a big ball, beer ball. That's what we call them, beer ball.
Is that what they call
That's
it?
What happened to me.
That's
why I don't have a fucking ab. Is because of the beer ball.
Oh my god.
There isn't a beer ball.
And other things such as cheese raviolis and meatballs the size of your head.
Stop it! I'm trying to abstain.
Okay. Number 3, have consequences if you don't follow through. So what happens is, right, people say like, I am going to do these things, or I'm going to achieve this, right? And then they don't, and then they're like, well, what are people going to kill me? Are they going to torture me? Am I going to get waterboarded at Guantanamo Bay?
Not going to happen.
Now, I'm not saying that you want that to happen to you if you don't achieve your goal, but you need to have fucking consequences.
Yes.
If you don't have consequences, like, and I'm not saying beat yourself up either, because I already know, I can see the fucking wheels in your mind
I actually wasn't thinking of that at all. I would say put things at the end, there's a carrot and a stick, right? So I always have to have something at the end because I'm a salesperson and a business person. So it's like, why am I doing this? I'm going to achieve this, and then this is my reward.
Right.
So in other words, if I'm eating a certain way, working out a certain way, I know I'm doing the best on every day on my businesses, and I'm going forward with all of my goals that I wrote down with specific dates and times,
right?
Then something on that Saturday night, hey, I'm going to go out and we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great dinner together, or we're going to get together with friends. Or if I'm slipping and falling, having a problem, you need to keep it accountable. You and I work together, but we also have other people in our peer group that we kind of stick together and make sure that we're accountable, right? So that's what I would do. But I like the carrot and the stick, right? The carrot's out in front. You're going to beat me with the stick.
I was just seeing myself beat you with that stick. Thank you for reading my mind.
Lots of potassium
in carrots?
Yeah, carrots.
And it makes your eyes sharp.
Sharp as
so my grandmother used to say to me, eat your carrots, you see better. So much for that. I have to wear fucking glasses to drive at night.
Everyone needs them,
Shit. Number 4, know what has kept you from the goal in the past so you don't make the same excuses and mistakes. This is a
good one. We
mind
get some good stories here with this one.
Oh yeah, what's your stories?
Well, I mean, know where you're going to keep how you goofed in the past.
Yes.
Well, don't go out partying the night before you're supposed to be at the gym.
Yes.
Don't go out and eat a bunch of raviolis or whatever.
Right.
Before you need to work out.
Right.
Or if you have a key meeting, gear up for the meeting. Make sure that you have everything you want to talk about and more, so you have all the information in front of you. You don't have to go and say, "Oh, I'll get back to you on that." No, have everything in front of you that you possibly need, right, to make sure the meeting's successful.
I think another thing that I really am good at, and this is really helpful, and I think it will help a lot of people that are listening, is in my planner, I just keep streamlining. So like last week, like you know how you always bust my balls and you're like, you can't do Bikram yoga 17 hours a week. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
But I'm like, but I will, because I'm a torturer. That's just in my like DNA to try to torture myself. I don't know where the fuck this came from. I must have been like in the Middle Ages, just like whipping myself for God. You know, the flagellites that used to walk in the streets naked. I must have been that in one of my past lives.
Probably.
But what I do is like I look at my week and say, okay, these crazy things that I put on myself to achieve didn't work for me. Okay, next week, let's streamline again. Yeah. I'm probably not going to put 10 hours of yoga in my week. I'll only put 3 hours of yoga or 3 sessions of yoga. Well, and then if I do that, then I can do more if I want to. But saying I have to do yoga every day, and I have to do cardio every day, and I have to eat a certain way, and I have to do prolonged fasting or intermittent fasting, or like like carnivore all the time, whatever your thing is.
You set yourself up for
failure. You are.
Right? Because you can't do it. Nobody can be that.
Yes.
There are people, but they're very far and few between. And you would probably, end up beating yourself up about it, and then you're like, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to do any of it.
Right. Well, I don't do that.
No, I'm talking about most people, because you're a maniac.
I'm a maniac.
But I think the balance of the two of us works really well, because you have that and I have the opposite. I know when to bring it back, right? So sometimes I'm like, Katie, I don't think, I think that's way too much on your plate. Let's take a look at the schedule again. And you'll be like, what the hell, Matt? This is not enough. You could do this and this if you filled it in this way, right?
This is actually true.
So I think it's a good balance.
This is what we do.
Right? I think it's a good balance.
Like when you're not supposed to be drinking, and then I hear the ice in the fridge.
Yeah.
Go, and I'm like, this motherfucker. I know he's not making tea.
I was giving Pearl an ice cube.
Bullshit. My little Boston Terrier does like ice cubes, but it's always him like sneak drinking in the.
Sneak drinking? Who do you think I am? Sneak drinking?
Yeah, because you say to me on Sunday night, okay, this week I'm not going to drink at all. I'm going to have tea. I'm going to replace it. Blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden I hear the ice cubes going in the fucking lowball glass.
Cold tea. It was cold tea. Chinatown.
We are not in Chinatown in the 90s, Matt.
Cold tea.
Oh God. Number 5. Know how to reverse engineer this goal. So what will happen is people will say, I want to make $1 million this year. I'm just going to throw out a number. But they have no way to make the $1 million. They don't even know how they're going to make the $1 million. So what I do is I write down all of my goals, and then I reverse engineer next to the goal. So if I say, this year I'm going to make $250,000, okay, doing outside of KBMFC seminars. And then I'm going to reverse engineer it. I'm going to say next to it, these are all the places that I'm going to be speaking. This is how much I'm going to ask per speaking engagement, yada, 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 yada. And then I go point by point by point.
Yes.
But if you don't know how to reverse engineer, how the fuck are you going to make these lofty goals?
Not only reverse engineer, you have to. Money doesn't fall out of the sky. I mean, you have to serve. So if you want to make $1 million, you may have to serve 1 million people.
Right.
You have to make 100,000. You may have to serve 40,000. I don't know what the number is, but you can't get something from nothing. So if you're expecting, okay, I'm doing this now and I'm going to make $1 million, I'm just going to sit here and wait for this $1 million because I put it out to the universe.
I know some people that do that.
Which is bullshit.
I know some people that do that.
Broke people. That's who do it. That's
broke assholes.
It doesn't work. You need to serve that many people. If you don't have enough money, you're not serving enough. Bottom line, right?
Yeah,
so if I feel like I don't have enough money, I'm not serving enough.
Right.
I'm not reaching enough people. I'm not helping enough people.
Yes.
Because if you help enough people, the money's the byproduct of the service and the help that you give. So it's a financial goal, right? And the same thing with the scale. If I want to get to my 245 pounds, right? 55 or 45.
You're
45.
A big
I went down
motherfucker.
again. And I'm getting lean right now, so it's like I can't even imagine. But anyways, I'm just lucky.
You're right though about the serving part.
No, but the service is key, right? Number 1.
It is key. 6, write it down with specific dates and read it out loud daily, morning and night. Both Matt and I have, what are those things called?
Index cards.
But I used to use them to study. Back in the day.
Oh, you're flipping. I thought you were using the mimeograph machine and smelling the ink. I didn't know what that
fuck?
She was doing
this,
something
1927?
She was doing something with her hand, and then she started.
No, but did you ever used to study with those things?
Oh my God, spelling?
Yeah.
I should have.
That didn't fucking work.
That didn't fucking work. If anyone went to school with me at St. Mary's in Melrose knows I was like the first person sitting down.
No, I'm the best speller.
I'm the worst.
The other day I went downstairs in my office and Matt had written something. You're not dyslexic.
I think I am. I have.
Shut the fuck up. you're just a really bad speller and you don't try. So the other day I went downstairs and Matt had like this little note near his desk and he spelt discipline, DISPLIN, discipline.
Discipline. And maybe because I was so disciplined.
I'm like, oh my God, I married a third grader.
Yes, well, let me tell you something. I was probably channeling from above, and things were just flowing through me, and the spelling was not really, that important.
It wasn't the first and foremost.
I was probably down there with my eyes closed, just scribbling.
Oh, yes.
Going like this.
Helen Keller style.
Working through the universe.
God. So what we do is we write down our goals, and it doesn't have to be all your goals. It could just be your main focus goals.
Yes.
Write it down, and then in the morning, before you do anything, say it out loud as if it's already happened, and then do it at night. And then once you memorize your cue cards, you don't need your card anymore. You just say it naturally. And you can say it as much as you want during the day, but I really feel like all these people put all these goals out there. And what we have to understand, people that are woke and are killing it and doing big things in life, is we have to act like the person that we want to become. So like I'll say to people who have like lack money mindset, I'll say, you almost need to spend a little bit more money. And don't be fearful. So like I was talking to someone the other day and she's like, I really want to go get my hair done, but I'm so afraid because I don't have the money to actually do it. Like la 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 la. And I was like, well, how is it going to make you feel like if you have your hair done and you feel beautiful? She's like, I'm going to feel beautiful and I'm going to feel confident and blah, blah, blah. And I said, dude, stop going to fucking Starbucks 3 times a day. Take that money, redirect it, and put it into your fucking weave. And she listened to me and she like sent me a picture of her and she looked like beaming.
Right.
And I'm like, yes, you're putting yourself out there as the person that you want to become. And I always say, like, fake it till you make it. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I've always done that. And because I've done it for so long, you just start becoming the person that you want to become.
Yes.
But you have to act like the person. You have to think like the person. You have to dress like the person. Like, you have to put yourself out there. That's why when people like, I'm just going to the grocery store, like I don't give a fuck what I look like. If you know me, I'm probably like 95% of the time in like full hair and makeup because I want people to look at me and go, oh, she's got her shit together. Not that I care what they think, but it's the energy around how we're putting our best selves forward.
So important.
Right?
And even when you were saying that the poor woman that didn't want to get her hair done properly, right?
Yes.
The minute she says, oh, I can't do this, right? What does it do? Then it's like,
God.
I'm not enough. I don't have enough.
Yes.
That's what you're sending out there instead of that friggin' cue card saying whatever you wrote down and staying to who you want to become, how you want to get there, reverse engineer it, and think about all the things that you're doing.
Yes.
But now you're leaving with so empty by saying, I can't afford to get my hair done, but now I'm not enough.
It's a fucking story that you're telling yourself.
It's that mentality that will never change unless you really dramatically change it. And, both of us came from not much. I mean, basically nothing. And we had to really, re-engineer how we think about money and things and how to act and how to be.
And also, and this just came into my mind as you're sitting here talking about, like, Jim Carrey. So Jim Carrey was interviewed on Oprah many, many years ago when he just really made it big out of In Living Color. And he said that he had written himself a check for, I think it was like $15 million or whatever. And every day he had that check in his wallet and he'd look at it every day and he would think about how he was going to achieve it and all these different things. And he gave himself, I think, 3 years to make this $15 million. And literally 3 years to the date, he found out that he was going to make $15 million in Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
So you have to have a time limit. You can't just be like, all right, I want to make $1 million. Well, when? When you're fucking 110 years old and you're like decrepit and you can't even fucking spend it?
When $1 million's worth 50,000.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You have to have a time limitation. So that's why, like when I was saying, I write my first quarter goals down. It's small, but I also write my long-term goals down. Like, listen up, people. This is a lot of fucking work. Being great takes a lot of fucking work. It's a constant monitoring of what you think, what you say, and what you do. So that's why I always tell people, if you're gonna step up and level up and go to where you want to be, it's gonna be fucking hard work.
Right.
You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to literally monitor every breath that comes out of your body. You're going to have to monitor who you're hanging around with. You're going to have to monitor what you're spending your money on, what you say. Are you speaking in abundance and wealth mindset? Or are you speaking with that scarcity lack mindset?
It's totally living consciously. What living consciously means what you say, what you think, who you're around, what you do, how you act, what you say to yourself, your internal language, your external language. Everything that you do, you're creating. So you're like, what was it saying? Everyone's self-made. It's only the successful people that say that they did it.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone makes their life.
Yes.
But it's the successful people that say, I'm self-made. No, you all are. Everyone's self-made. Right?
So if you're not living your best life, I hate to tell you, but it's your own fucking fault. And I know a lot of you guys are going to write me emails and be like, you're such a bitch. No, I am. It's called Ambitchious. It's being in total control of herself, which means we're creating on a second-by-second basis.
I think too many people, too, it's like, it's okay.
Fuck you.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
It's too hard. It's too hard. Just go back to that job. Like I was told to be a mailman. Could you imagine me being a fucking mailman?
Ooh, it's kind of, that would be
my
cute.
parents were like, Matthew, just get a job and, you get a pension. I go, are you shitting me?
I would rather drink my own urine.
I'm going to be a martial artist. I'm going to be a world champion martial artist. I'm going to open my own martial arts studio. I'm going to be a sales guru.
We were talking about goals, writing down goals the other day. Tell everybody out there listening what we were talking about, what your dad said about when he saw your goals.
I never knew. It was funny because my parents never told me how to write goals. They just didn't know. It was nothing bad or whatever. They just were, not that type of people that knew. They didn't pay attention to that stuff. And Katie and I were talking, and it's like, how did we even start thinking about writing goals? I go, the first time I wrote goals, I was probably about 12 or 13 years old, and I started writing goals. And my dad goes, hey, what's that, Matthew? And I says, hey, I'm just writing my goals. And he read them over, and he goes, well, I just don't want you to get your hopes up.
Can you imagine fucking goals. Saying that to your kid?
And, because, you could be crushing if some of those don't come true. And I'm like, no, they're going to come through. And I was very polite, but I took my piece of paper and I kept it to myself.
Can you imagine?
And I just kind of just moved that paper away. But it stuck with me forever. And we were talking about it the other day. How did we decide to write goals? Because you're much like me. I pinpointed it was martial arts because I asked people, how did you get better? How did you become a champion? How did you win? Oh, I did 100 kicks this way. I did 45 moves this way. I did all these different things. And then I started really writing goals. And I'm saying, well, shit, if it works for this, why can't I do it for that?
Writing is creating, guys. Writing is creating.
Right?
Isn't it?
And yours came from your fitness days, too. So it was really funny that we both had the same link up.
I have probably about 100 notebooks. Someday I'm going to get them all together and I'm going to stack them up and I'm going to take a picture of me like surrounded by them because I have them at my gym, I have them at home, I have them in my basement, I have hundreds of notebooks, and those notebooks have been the same writing since I was probably about 14 years old. What I was going to work out that day, my goals, if I was competing, school goals, whatever it was, and I would just write them over and over and over and over again. And still to this day, Matt knows every morning when I wake up, I write for at least an hour just in my journal. That's not even writing my book or writing my programs or anything, because that helps me get my mind streamlined. It helps me channel divine energy from the universe and helps me get everything just aligned to where I need to be to get to that next level. So start creating, guys, and just remember, if you are not happy in the life that you're living, it is your own motherfucking fault. So either do something about it or shut the fuck up. Moving on. Number 7, remove all obstacles from your path. So for me, I have certain triggers. I know Matt has certain triggers that his obstacles that can like trigger you to like fuck up and fall flat on your face, which I know mine very well.
Yep.
I know that if I'm trying to stay on a fitness goal, I probably shouldn't be going to places where they have like my favorite not good for you food and alcohol.
Right. Yeah.
Because I will make an excuse for why I'm going to eat and drink this. Right.
Yeah.
Or like in the morning when I get up really early, and which is pretty much every day to go train, like I'm laying in my cozy bed, I'm all warm and shit, and all of a sudden I'm like, get the fuck up and go.
Yep.
Get the fuck, like I will literally say this to myself, and I will just pop myself, like Mel Robbins calls it like the 5-second rule. I was doing the 5-second rule before Mel Robbins even was like on this, well, she was older than me, but doing the 5-second rule. I always just would do that to myself, and now it became like a real thing, right? So remove the obstacles from your path. Matt, would you like to pontificate?
It is. You're absolutely right. I know if I don't work out in the morning, chances are I probably won't get my workout in. Right?
I'm not going to do it.
If I don't have somebody that I'm training with in martial arts, I will not go. So I make the appointments to say, hey, this is not my teaching time. This is my learning time. I'm going to take this class. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a private lesson from one of my buddies that owns a studio or somebody to learn something a little bit different. Right? And, you know, if you, let's say you smoke. And I would never forget this. My sister Marie was telling me she used to smoke cigarettes. And she goes, we were all out together one night and we were at a club and so forth. And she goes, I have to leave now or I'll smoke. And once she made her mind up, she goes, I'm leaving. I'm going. If I stay here, I'm going to smoke. And so she knew. She just left. And she went home. And I said, hey, I called her the next day. How'd you do? She goes, I didn't smoke. That's awesome. But that's driven, right? So she knew she had to leave that environment or it was going to be a problem or she'd start that pattern up again, right?
Absolutely. So number 8, have goal buddies and peer groups. We've talked about this a couple times already, but it is so important. If you, like they say, you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. For some of you guys, it's probably amazing. You probably have these amazing friends that you can lean on and ask questions about business and get feedback. And then some of you guys are hanging around a bunch of broke motherfuckers who have poor language, lack money mindset. They're never good enough. They're never enough. And like, honestly, if you know me, you know, like if you even speak that fucking way around me, I'm out. I'm out. And I don't care because I am so like fierce with my fucking boundaries because for so many years I wasn't. I was just like, la-di-da, I want everyone to like me. Now I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. Right. Like, that's how fierce I am with my boundaries. I don't care. Because I want to fucking like me. I don't care if you like me.
In your peer groups, you know, you're going to have ones that, like, you can ask things about, let's say, so I have spirituality peer groups, right? That are spiritual.
And you have business peer groups.
I have business peer groups. I'm not going to ask them about spirituality. They don't know shit about it, but they know everything to do with business. They know how to take a company.
You can have different pockets of peer groups.
Different pockets. Fitness peer groups. Somebody that's really good at something that I want to become good at, like my martial arts peer groups. This person is really good at this. I want them to teach me. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So you need to be able to always have a reason to get up in the morning and to push forward, whether it's martial arts, whether it's, you know, changing your home the way you want it to be, learning, you know, spirituality, learning something new in business. I get juiced when I have one thing that I'm going to learn new today. If I have somebody to talk to or ask or, you know, you too. I mean, we're always looking for answers all the time.
You know? You just have to go to the right people to get the answers.
Don't ask the person that's, you know, broke and say, what should I do about my business?
Like when people start giving me advice and I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't even know your ass from your elbow. I'll call on you when I ask, bitch. Number 9, do at least one thing a day to help you get to the goal. So we were talking about this on last week's podcast about the bricks in the wall. You don't have to one day be 400 pounds and smoke and drink and just your life be a fucking shamble. And then the next day you're like, I'm going to be Mrs. Olympia. It's not going to happen.
That shamble took a long time to get into, but you weren't paying attention to it because the shamble was easy, right? Because the actual, to not be in a shamble, you actually
shamble life is very easy.
You have to actually push against gravity and, you know, make poignant decisions. And, you know, failure is easy. You know, you can sit there and just fail. But to be successful, you know, I think it was Anthony Robbins said, you know, if you don't do certain things, they're going to come and take your shit. You know, we live in a society where we have to make things happen, right? Physically, or you're going to be sick if you're not taking care of your body.
Right. Last but not least, refused to get distracted by not only small things, but more importantly, the naysayers and the haters. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be your tests, that are going to come up against you when you have big, lofty goals. Believe me, I have plenty of them. And the higher the ladder you climb, the more people are going to come for you. You know, it's like Tom Bilyeu once said, when you build an army, you will have an opposing force. Right? Absolutely. So don't think that you're going to build this fucking empire and no one's going to come for you. When they're coming for you, that means you're fucking doing the shit you're supposed to be doing.
And the people that come for you may be your own family members. Why do you even bother doing that? Isn't it a waste of time? Why do you think that you're better than me? I'm not better. Actually, I am, because I'm actually looking to make a change.
Right.
I'm not happy sitting here not being unhappy for, you know, medicine can keep you alive well into your 80s at least. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live that way. I have to be achieving and doing certain things and making sure that I'm happy doing it, right?
And remember, they want to make sure that you're always staying staying down at their level because they don't want to lose you.
And they don't want to look at themselves. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, but
they don't want to look at
fine.
themselves either.
I'm used to it. I'm used to your interruptions. But it's true, right? Someone said, I can't remember the actual person that said it, was like, your mom is just worried because she thinks you're not going to call her back.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So you got to just tell people to literally go pound sand. I don't know what else to say, but just go pound sand because they're going to come for you. Just know that when you're frigging leveling up, people are going to come for your frigging jugular, but you have to be strong enough to know that going ahead, right?
Yeah. And go back to your peer groups when that happens because
Absolutely.
they know the same language. They know that this stuff happens and it's waves, right? You may get hit with a bunch of bullshit and you go to your peer group, you go to your people and you kind of work it out. If they've been there, they know how to handle it and
Absolutely.
you know how to handle it. And the more experience you get.
I agree.
It's exciting.
So that's our New Year's podcast. What do you think about that?
That was awesome.
I hope we helped some people. And if we didn't, I don't really give a fuck because I just gave you about $1 million worth of advice. So if you don't fucking know your ass from your elbow by now, you ain't probably never going to know. Okay? So if you want more of this, go to www.unitedpodcastnetwork.tv, subscribe, and thank you for being the Ambitchious that help make Ambitchious the movement it is becoming. Like I always say, see you next Tuesday.
Woo, nice job.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.